This computer has two NVIDIA cards. One is fairly slow, it's the Quadro K600, and one is fast, it's the GeForce GTX 1070. I will compare them both in Linrad. I press 6 on the main menu and I get output here, and it was successful on two platforms. One gives 188 gigaflops, and that's the Quadro. The other one it gives 1900 gigaflops. That's about 10 times faster. And device 0 is the fast one and device 1 is the slow one. First I try the slow device. That is platform 0 and device 1. And batch size doesn't work for reasons I don't know, so I put 1 only. And then back to processing. And here we have the FM band. CPU load is 93%. Very heavy load on the motherboard CPU. Because it's waiting for the NVIDIA card to become ready, and while waiting it is blocking the thread. So this is the maximum I can run. I press T and you can see it's 15 megahertz. So I go for the other GPU, means what is it, S. Now I select the fast GPU, that's platform 0 and device 0. And I still cannot do batch sizes about 1. And back. And now the CPU load is half from what it was before. But it doesn't match the performance difference that was a factor of 10. Linrad is not using the GPUs very efficiently. It's using clFinish, which is waiting for the GPU to become ready with its task. And while waiting, the thread is blocked. So I could run probably at twice the speed with the fast card as compared to the slow card. Now, these experiments are with a single thread calling the GPU. I can use several threads to do that instead. That's X and P for parameters, and first FFT number of B threads, B bulk of work, and I changed that from 0 to 6. And now the worst thread is loaded 22%, but if I press T to get information and look, the bulk of work is at 13%, 12.8 or something, and this is the one that is slowest. It's collecting up, summing power and things like that. Means I could do about 5 times faster than this with the fast GPU. 5 times 15 megahertz, that's 75 megahertz bandwidth. Not so impressive. I think I can do better than this using the motherboard CPU cores. Anyway, I go back to the change the CPU parameters. That's S, and select the slow GPU. That's 0 and 1 and 1. And I press T again. And now you can see the load has increased from, if I recall, it was about 12%. Now it's 24%. That's just a factor of 2. And the power computation and so on is at 21%. So the slow graphics card can do about 75 megahertz also. And if I do X and P, and I don't select to use the GPU anymore, I go for number 4, which is using the single instruction multiple data of the mainboard CPUs, still using 6 threads. And I press T, and you can see the load on the main processor is 17-18%, and this one is 19. So this is approximately as good as the best graphics card. Now this is a very fast motherboard with 2 processors having 4 cores in each one, and that's with hyper-threading, so in total there are 16 cores working. So anyway, the GPU works, but I'm not really happy with the result. This is OpenCL with clFFT. Probably this can be done much better.